Alicia Magnus Lewis here with the Los Angeles Tribune, and I'm delighted to speak with our guest today, Giloh Morgan, who is an entrepreneur, a musician, also the founder of Doctor's Touch, and my personal favorite, Erase the Pain, and we'll get into that in a moment. But Giloh, would love for you to share with our audience a little bit more about your background, because you are a musician, but you're also such a savvy entrepreneur that has delved into the world of pain alleviation and the research behind what is actually effective to help people with pain, which sometimes is inevitable in, when people are kind of doing daily activities. So would love to learn a little bit more about your journey here.
Awesome. Well, I need to take you everywhere I go with that intro. Hold on, I'm there. She's going to tell you first. No, I'm excited to be here, and I want to just thank the Los Angeles Tribune, yourself, as well as Mo Rock, and the great work you guys are doing. Excited to be involved in this project, the Pillars of Power.
Yes.
It's an amazing, not only is this location amazing, but the project is amazing. The people that are involved are amazing. And I'm looking musically to add something that is memorable, add something that creates feeling and movement with the Pillars of Power, so that it's a long-lasting, thematic thing that's created, that you hear, you'll know that's Pillars of Power.
Yeah, I love that. So for those of you that don't know, Giloh is arranging the music, the soundtrack for Pillars of Power, which is a film produced by the Los Angeles Tribune that is exploring the 5 hidden secrets to success. And so we all know that one of the feelings that people can have, or emotions that they can have when they're experiencing a film, is the music. You hear the music, you feel the music. So for you, would love for you to share a little bit about your journey as a musician, because you play, you compose, for the audience so they can get a glimpse to know a little bit more about you.
My mom is from India, and she came to this country. She learned to drive just to take us to music lessons. Me and my brother, my sister. Amazing. When she came here, she had never spent money. She never tasted chocolate. Can you imagine that? But she came. She literally learned how to drive to take music lessons. I fell in love with that. Had a guitar. I was 3 years old. Had a guitar that hurt my fingers. But I remembered everything the teacher had showed me. And anytime I saw a guitar, I would pick it up. Switched over to piano. Played piano through my life. Got my jazz piano degree. But along the way, it was classical up until I was about 12 years old. Then switched over to jazz. Being in an African American church, there was a lot of ear music, playing by ear, a lot of soul moving songs, blues-esque. It's got its roots in blues, I'll say. So my ear was filled with that. I would always listen to songs. My dad's a chiropractor. He was the first chiropractor in Detroit, Michigan, to be hired by Henry Ford Hospital as a consultant. That's unheard of for chiropractors to do that. But in his chiropractic practice, I would listen to Muzak, which would be all the popular songs, but they're by violins, and I would listen to those songs, and I would realize that that's the same song that was being played on the radio. Oh, wow. Then I would listen to one instrument at a time. Like, can you imagine doing that? Listen to a song, but you're not listening to anything else but one instrument.
So you're isolating the sound.
Yeah, which is something just weird. As a little kid, you're 5 years old doing that. Why? It was just something that was in me to do. And ultimately, went to college, got my jazz degree, and vocal minor, jazz piano degree, trumpet degree. When I was 12, I picked up a trumpet. So I just fell in love with music. I thought that was the road. Getting your degree was the road to success in music. It is not. It is your road to knowing it very well. But is it the road to ultimately? No. But I've loved it. I have a song called Dance With Me, which I wrote with my sister. Amazing singer that's gone all around the world some years ago. We were able to travel with this song that was just amazing. She was on The Tonight Show and on other talk shows during that time. I have a song in the movie Legally Blonde called Ooh La La. So when my manager called and said, hey, you got a song in the movie Legally Blonde, I was in, so okay, done. So I've had a great musical career. Along with that, I'm an entrepreneur, so I understand that you have to pivot and shift sometimes in places in your life, and I've been able to do that as well. So I mean, it's so interesting because you have such a dynamic experience with
instruments with the way that you listen to instrumentation. I mean, the last time I saw you, you said hi and then beeline to the piano. So I'm going to go play and have fun. But also in sharing your childhood and your experiences, your dad was a chiropractor, so he helped people alleviate pain, and you do that as an entrepreneur with Doctor's Touch and Erase the Pain. Can you talk about what it was like for you as you further navigated down your journey as a musician to also not pivot but expand your reach to say, okay, I actually want to help people with the pain in their lives through Doctor's Touch?
Well, first I wanted to help myself because
that's where the best innovations come from.
I was driving back and forth. My mom died in 2019, and in driving, I was driving from Las Vegas to Los Angeles. Claremont is the city, and just far enough where if you flew, you'd need a car. If you drove, you'd have a car. So we'll just drive. So after driving so much, my hip was hurting so bad. And I didn't know what to do. And I was like, man, one night I was talking with a friend, and I was like, man, I wish there was something I could find that would erase the pain. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
That's
erase
good.
the pain?
That's good.
Wow.
People have pain.
Is that a thing? And so I'm looking it up while I'm driving, trying not to crash during the Cajon Pass and all that. And erase the pain is not, so I was able to trademark that, was able to build that, was able to research products and ingredients put together in a roll-on form. And we have Erase the Pain. We have two versions of that. One is an all-natural version with great ingredients that go to inflammation and pulls it out. Like before we started shooting, you were talking about places you've used it. And that's why it works, is because it goes to inflammation and relieves it and pulls it out.
Yeah, so I was talking about the fact that I have tendonitis flare-up, so I've used it on my arms. And then also going in events, wearing heels, it's my favorite thing to use, coming home from a night of wearing heels, because it just alleviates the pain. And I don't know, I feel like I sleep more peacefully at night. And so I just think it's effective. And for you, so what has your journey been like as you've expanded your kind of reach and scope and your message around Erase the Pain and the products that you have?
I think with anyone's journey, there's ebbs and flows. Life is like a wave. There's good parts of that pulls back. You got to reassess. So that's been my entrepreneurial journey. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's been everyone who's watching this life journey, where there are going to be seasons of just plenty and seasons of man, I got to figure this out.
Yeah.
So even with my entrepreneurial journey and Erase the Pain, it's been that same kind of thing where we'll have some victories and some wins. On my way over here, I got to fix this. So I have something I have to fix when I leave here that is on a high level of being able to fix. Yet still, you got to put that all to the side, because life is not just about making money. Life is about enjoying yourself. Life is about living.
Yeah.
And too many times, there's an old saying, very powerful saying, the love of money is the root of all evil. We can't be just so in love with that, and that's what I realized. I wanted to help people. And in doing so, you'll make money. Mm-hmm. But that's not the focus of it. And so Erase the Pain does that. We know so many people who are in pain. I wish Erase the Pain were something we could rub on our brain and it would erase that. But,
I think that's where meditation comes into place, or something else like that.
Right? But it is a step in the right direction of helping people alleviate pain. And a lot of times people don't even realize what they're going through. Yeah. They're just going through. But if you have someone in your corner who's pulling for you, you can,
That's so key, and it's interesting that you shared that Erase the Pain came from your own personal experience, which many inventions and creations do, but you said, I wish I could just erase the pain. It was like that message kind of hit your spirit. How did you know, or what was it about that experience that helped you figure out, okay, this is a voice I want to listen to, this is a route I want to at least explore and figure out where it takes me diving into Erase the Pain? Because it did involve a lot of scientific research. Mm-hmm. You're putting together a product and you're putting something out there in the healthcare market to actually help someone. So what was it about that entire experience where you said, okay, I haven't done this before and maybe hadn't navigated the health world just yet in this way, but you were like, this is something I want to do?
I think if you have a solution to a problem, you have something. You have a business. That's what they say in business. If you have a solution to a problem, you have a business. So realizing that I could potentially be a big solution, you're analyzing who's out there. There's some big names, and my vision is to be one of those big names. So either I'm going to sit on my couch and kick it, or run to the piano like you saw me trying to do.
I did.
or I'm going to do something that is meaningful.
Okay.
And while I can go to just about any instrument, honestly, and just pick it up and play and have some enjoyment, there's such a release in that that I won't be able to explain unless you're a musician. You'll get it. That you're able to just sit down and do, and it just hits a place.
And just get in that flow, get lost in it.
Right.
I'm a classically trained cellist, so I get it.
Yes.
You just get into that flow, and you forget. You erase maybe music is the antidote to erasing the pain in your mind, right? You just get lost in the flow.
Music is everywhere. And when we're in that zone, in that vibe, hours go by, minutes go by, hours go by. And then at the same token, offering someone something that they can do to help them physically erase pain. It's just an amazing thing. So my goal is to not only, obviously music is always a part of my life, but also being an entrepreneur and figuring out health and wellness and understanding that I can erase the pain into the market. We're in the market now, but become one of the major players in the market is my goal.
For sure. And for you, I mean, it's interesting and unique that you are creating the soundtrack for Pillars of Powers, because in a lot of way, when you think about the 5 pillars and you think about that intersection of science and spirituality and leadership, which has to do with mental wellness, with relationships, with spirituality, with wealth, there are so many pillars that come together, but there's that kind of still that anchored emotional feeling and almost like an emotional feeling of relief. So what can people kind of expect or anticipate from the way that the music is going to flow?
There's going to be 5 significant sounds, I'll say, for each pillar. And I love the fact that they've categorized them in the 5 pillars. Everything falls into those pillars. Like every solution or problem is under pillar 1. All of that is under there. So that encapsulates all that. So each one of those pillars is going to have a sound. And so without giving it away, it's going to be a 5-note kind of theme that'll be woven throughout the whole thing.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And for you, what are ways that you kind of, outside of music, tune into yourself, relax, release, kind of really get to know where you're at and where you're feeling?
I'm a reader, so I love reading. Reading's the way to do it. A listener, let me just clarify, be truthful here. I would read until I found out that they're on audiobooks. Oh my God.
Okay.
So you can put it on and listen. So I do a lot of listening, audiobook listening, I'll say, more so than I used to, which was actually reading the physical book. So that's something I do a lot of. And again, I'm looking to people, mentors, to people who have done it before, and understanding that they're explaining how to do it. And that's the best. You have to be under a covering. You have to be with people who are best mentor who's helping you understand that. And you don't have to physically see the mentor. I mean, I'm reading the book, that's my mentor.
You could be scrolling online and identify someone, you just resonate with their message.
Dr. Greg Reed, and this is something that resonated with me, is 3 Feet from Gold. When I read that book and understood, then when I met him, I was like, oh man, I fanned out over what?
It's okay to have a fan moment. That just means they impacted your life in some way.
Literally, just 3 feet further, and they would have hit just life-changing.
Yeah.
And that's what I would urge everyone to do. With Erase the Pain, it was me digging 3 feet further, creating Erase the Pain, for something that's not only life-changing for me, but life-changing for everyone who uses it or gets near that. And that's what I want to be able to do.
That's so key. So for individuals that are, maybe they have an idea, something that hit their spirit that they want to explore, but maybe there's something that's holding them back, what kind of guidance would you want to give them so that they don't stop 3 feet away from their own personal goal, but they really kind of just chart for it, whatever that looks like for them?
I would urge everyone to get up again. Like whatever you're going through, we all get knocked down. I mean, we were all kids. First time I stood up, I walked. So I don't know about the rest of it.
You're good. I don't think I did. I don't remember, but I can only imagine I was falling.
Right, we all did. Do you know how many times? No.
No.
Does anyone know? No.
Can I walk now? Yes.
Yes. And so that's what's going to happen with whatever idea that you have that's birthed deep inside of you. Find people around you that will help you see that vision and that dream come to life.
Yeah.
Negative people, get rid of them yesterday. Negative people who are downing your idea. Everyone who had a good idea has this group of people who are the naysayers. The peanut gallery was like, no, you shouldn't. And don't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
Take no for an answer. Don't take
no is a full sentence.
Right.
But don't take for an answer. It's like have
man.
boundaries, but also
Oh,
understand
man.
that
Yeah.
it's not, it could be just a not yet, it could be a delay, it could be there's other things working for you.
When my sister got her deal, record deal, it was no, yes. If we'd have stopped at the first no,
Yeah.
we would have never gone around the world with Dance With Me, which was
Yeah.
the song that took us all around the world. So you have to be able no, and I wish I'd understand that earlier in my life.
How can people build that muscle though? Because it can hurt your feelings, right? To hear no and to say, and if you know, depending, but you can look inward and be like, is it me? Was it what is it about the situation? But it is a muscle to be able to not kind of listen to what other people say, because sometimes spirit, source, whatever people believe in, put something within you that's not within someone else, and it's for you to nurture it, to refine it, and to step out there. But how can people build up that stance, that confidence to say, it doesn't matter what people think, I believe in myself, so I'm going to continue to walk forward?
You have to, I would paste it on my walls, positive things that I want to put into my mind.
Yeah.
Get books. I have no problem. I'm a believer, so the Bible is one of those books for me that I can dig in there and get some positiveness put into my life and in my mind. You have to find something, otherwise you will fall prey to that.
Yeah.
Literally, if we go back to high school, we go back to those situations where somebody was the victor and somebody was pulling us down, and it was always this: he's popular, I'm not. I want to be the. We're always in that fight. And I'm not saying that we're all going to be equal, because we're not. We're all created differently. But at some point, you have to let go, and you have to push like never before. We only have literally 25,000 days literally on this planet. 25,000 days to do it.
You broke it down for us.
Right? 28,000 days, but there's not much time.
Yeah.
What do we have to lose? Go for it, you know?
Yeah.
But you got to get around people who are going to push you.
And encourage you and support you.
Yeah.
That's really key. What is a message on your heart that you've been thinking about? You're like, maybe you haven't shared it with many people, but you just like people to know right now.
Life is going to be tough. Life is going to be difficult. But you have to get back up again. And that's not something mysterious or esoterical that I'm trying to come up with.
Yeah.
Life is hard. Literally, we're sitting here miles away, as you well know.
Yeah.
There is things happening in our city that is just, the fires are changing people's life. Life is going to hit you. It's a river, this life that we have. You got to be able to shift and pivot, and most importantly, get back up again.
Yeah.
It's the same message, but when you're living it, it takes on a whole different meaning.
Yeah.
You have to actually do that. When you move to a new city and now you're faced with, what do I do? How do I? You just got to go for it, you know.
How has being a musician helped you in understanding the pivot or how to adjust? Because when you're playing and you're listening to other people, they may do something, you have to catch up to them or slow down to them or get louder or, you know, change your pitch a little bit. So how has that kind of taught you about adapting, and what lesson can you share with people from being a musician?
Awesome. So being a musician by yourself, playing by yourself is different. If I'm just sitting at the piano, I don't have to worry about anyone else. But when you're playing with a group, there are boundaries. I can't be louder or faster than this person. You got to listen to each other. You got to listen to the vibe that's happening. You're a classical cellist. I can't be playing jazz and you're playing, it doesn't clash. So you have to work well together with the people that you're working with. Find their strength and uplift their strength. Somebody's going to be stronger. Somebody. It's just going to happen. So be support to that strength. Because if you don't, you'll be turning it down and it'll be obvious, that, hey, something's wrong here and you have to fix that. So music is a place where we get to go to that very few do. And we can get lost in it. It is medicine in itself for me, personally.
Yeah.
And listening to it's fine too. I'm not setting us up on a pillar. See what I did there? Not setting us up on a pillar. You noticed that? That was good. Anything like that, because you can listen to music and have the same feeling. But when you're creating it and playing it, you get to go to a place that very few get to go to. And that's just a great thing to be able to do. I'll be able to pick up a guitar at any age of my life and just play and get lost and get some... It's healing for me is what it is. It really is. There's an energy in that, and I love that piano, trumpet, whatever, singing, all of that. It's just, it's an amazing place.
That's so wonderful. So, Giloh, as we close out today, What is one thing that you really want people to remember when they hear your voice, hear you speak, and hear you share from your heart? Like, I got that from Giloh, and that stuck with me.
I'm a work in progress. We're all works in progress. As together as I seem, hopefully I seem like I got it all
You seem
together.
like you got it.
There are places in my life that I'm working on.
Yeah.
And that is the main thing. Don't give up on yourself.
Yeah.
Don't give up on yourself. And I will tell you, if I meet you, I will say something to make you laugh, put a smile on your face, because I'm not giving up on you. Mm-hmm. Whoever you are, whoever's watching or listening to this. If we ever cross paths, I will do everything I can to make you feel good about yourself. Yeah. And that you walk away like, wow, okay, that was good.
Yeah. A smile, it can change someone's day. It can change their life. You never know what people are going through. Thank you so much, Giloh. It's been phenomenal speaking with you today. Giloh, check out Doctor's Touch, Erase the Pain. I love it. In fact, I need to get another one. It's so good. Wearing heels, but just for other areas that I have inflammation. Giloh is producing the soundtrack for Pillars of Power, a film produced by the Los Angeles Tribune that is just doing that. It's meeting people where they're at. It's giving them tools and guidance and lessons along their own journey. See, Pillars of Power is not about hearing experts and thought leaders around all of the ways that they found success, but it's individuals sharing reflections of their own experiences along their own journeys so that everyone that watches the film can look within to see where they want to give themselves permission to deep dive, learn lessons about themselves, which is so unique.
If they would start doing what they hear some of the speakers do, they'll elevate their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's so many phenomenal entrepreneurs, coaches, healers from all around the world that are going to be in the film. I'm excited to hear the music along the pillars and hear Giloh's interpretations of each pillar through sound, which I think is going to be so unique. We appreciate you all for tuning in today. Until next time, thank you, Giloh.
Thank you.
Thank you.